What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you can get notified all the latest content on this channel. Let's get into this one. So, according to both Bob Arum and Frank Warren, Bob Arum promotes Artur Beterbiev and Frank Warren, of course, he promotes Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde is very high up in the rankings. There's a bit of dispute about whether he deserves to be so high up in the rankings. Based on his sort of resume, as he's beaten Lyndon Arthur, after having lost to him. He's been up there. He's challenged Sergey Kovalev, and in a losing effort, but a valiant effort nonetheless. So yeah, there's it's interesting, that one. But anyway, he's the mandatory for Artur Beterbiev, and according to Bob Arum and Frank Warren, there is going to be a fight between Beterbiev and Anthony Yarde. This fight, luckily for British boxing fans, they were saying it's going to take place in London. I don't think they've nailed down an actual venue, because obviously Beterbiev has just beat Smith on the weekend, but I believe Bob Arum was talking about it being the O2 Arena as a venue. So this fight is definitely a real possibility. It's no guarantee it happens next, but it is a real possibility, because Bob Arum was also he was sort of insulting the zone when he was interviewed, and I think it was a Boxing Scene article, and he was insulting the zone, calling the zone dead zone, etc. And he implied that he's not going to let Artur Beterbiev ever fight on the zone. He's not going to allow that. And he was looking down on sort of a unification between Beterbiev and Bivol, which is a fight that myself, a lot of boxing fans want to see, because that fight gives us one champion in the light heavyweight division. That fight gives us the undisputed champion with all four of the belts. So a lot of boxing fans want to see that one, but Bob Arum seems to be preferring the Anthony Yarde fight instead, as he's not makes it clear he's not a fan of the zone. He's not a fan of Eddie Hearn, and he's not really interested in the Bivol fight. He just wants to get the Yarde fight done and get that over the line. And Frank Warren has pretty much echoed those sentiments that, yeah, we're gonna have Anthony Yarde versus Beterbiev. It's going to be over here in London. So they're both sort of on the same page there. And it's a fight where I do give Anthony Yarde a chance, but not a very good chance. I give him, very small chance of pulling off an upset, should I say. Yarde is good, he's a good talent. He's a powerful fighter. But again, it's one of these where we don't really know how good he is, because he's been fighting guys that are below par for a lot of his career. A lot of these guys he's fought have been sort of below par, and then he's jumped right up to the top level to fight Sergey Kovalev, and then lost that fight. He put up a decent effort, but then it's like there's been nothing between him fighting these low tier guys that we know he's going to beat, and then the top guys like Sergey Kovalev. He's not really had that in between fight. He's not fought any of the British rivals apart from Lyndon Arthur, and he's one-on-one with Lyndon Arthur. I think he kind of separated himself in the second fight, but he hasn't really had those building fights, those sort of European level fights, fights against the British rivals and stuff like that, where we can gauge and say, right, this is exactly where he is. I think he is a very good fighter, because if he was no good, he wouldn't be able to hold his own against guys like Kovalev and whatnot. He wouldn't be able to be in the same ring. He'd be out of there very quickly. So he's somewhere there or thereabouts, but it's kind of difficult to gauge, because they go from the very bottom to the very top, and that's how they've done his career. So, a bit difficult to gauge, but yeah, with this fight, I'll say this: I would rather see the undisputed fight because I think that's a bit more intriguing. That's one where, yeah, you go into that and it's kind of a 50-50 fight between Bivol and Beterbiev. But this fight also, I think, will be interesting. But I can't see, I can't see anything but a Beterbiev stoppage, unless Yarde manages to pull one of those lucky punches from the gods that Anthony Joshua was talking about. I think it's one of them where, yeah, he hasn't got that sort of top level consistent experience like Beterbiev has got. Beterbiev, he's a proven entity. He's a guy that's proven himself. He's damn near cleaned out the light heavyweight division. There's only one thing missing, and that's the Bivol fight to decide who is the supreme leader of that division. Whereas Yarde, it's still a question mark over him. The jury's still kind of out on him. So it's one of them that you got to go for the guy with 100% knockout record, who's near enough cleaned out the whole division. You know, going into that, you can't go with Yarde unless maybe you're Tunde or maybe you're his coach. He does have a chance, but I'd have to say, Beterbiev by stoppage for me. But let me know what you think about this Yarde versus Beterbiev in London. It might be, I reckon it would be a good one to go to see. I might have to go and see that one, but let me know what you think about that. Will it happen? And if it does happen, what would be your prediction for the fight? And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out.